Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, the Yankees freefall continues. Drop a series to the Boston Red Sox, and I guess, you could look back and say, well, at least they didn't get swept, and that's kind of where we're at right now with this Yankee team. It's the seventh series in a row that they haven't won. Again, they dropped 6 and had to tie against Toronto there. So, again, the Yankees is darn lucky. They got off to such a good start off, in April and May. Absorbs like this because the Yankees are free-falling. Dropped 3 back in the AL East. And really, right behind them, the team that just beat them 2 out of 3 here at home in the Bronx is just 4.5 games behind them. And this is the way both organizations look right now, body language, everything else. May just be another week or two, and maybe now the Yankees will find themselves in third place before you know it. So, we'll get into this series. I'm calling it the Sox Sandwich. Now, there's another word starts with S that I really want to call this episode. We're going to try to keep it clean for the kids. But this is a Sox Sandwich. Only because, you have the bread, which was the Friday night brutal loss. Probably, I guess, you could say that was the worst loss of the season, and we'll get into the details. Then you had a nice, juicy Saturday win. Ben Rice with the 3 home runs. So that's the burger or the meat in the middle with the cheese on top and some onions. That's the good part. And then you get another piece of flat bread in the bottom. And that's, of course, the 3-0 stinker, losing yet again on Sunday Night Baseball and getting embarrassed in a much different way this time. So get into the whole thing. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. That's why you want to be a podcast subscriber. Get the breakdowns. Not after each series, but different various points. And I definitely call for it right now because, again, this is another bad series loss for the Yankees. And, of course, go to YouTube, Section 420 Talkin Yankees there. Get the video version of the shows there as well. That's also updated quite frequently. Maybe not much as here, but enough where you're going to want to subscribe. So the Yankees, after just getting embarrassed and swept by the Reds, and it doesn't get any worse than that, invited the Boston Red Sox. And remember, this is really the matchup at Fenway back in mid-June where really Yankees, this big slide they're on right now, kind of started. And, of course, the Sunday Night Baseball game there, the Yankees got embarrassed in a different way, and that's with them stealing 9 bases and actually just owning Trevino there. So, I mean, maybe if you want to tip your cap a little bit, or at least maybe take a little solace that maybe the Yankees didn't get embarrassed that bad in the Sunday night game. So, but we'll break into that. But, of course, the most heartbreaking of the dream was, of course, the Friday night game with the Yankees. Finally, you get a good start from Nestor Cortes, who's, again, he's been good lately, especially at home there. Yankees built themselves up a 3-0 lead, and really it wasn't like the offense really took off. They just kind of, got some men on the bags in the 4th inning there, and they had a couple, fielder's choices and ground outs, and a walk with the bases loaded there. They really could have put up a big crooked number, but only able to come away with 3 there. But then in the 9th, this is where it all came apart for the Yankees. Now, Clay Holmes on the mound. Now, look, I got to defend him a little bit. Problem is, when you're in a losing pattern, you're not going to get regular work. So, yes, I understand he's a closer, and you come out there, you're supposed to do your job. But, again, the Yankees have been such in a free-for-all lately. There hasn't actually been a ton of save opportunities for him there. So, his workload has been irregular, and as we all know, when if stuff's out of whack there a little bit, which I don't think it was really in this case. I just think it was a little bit bad luck. Again, the one time you put him out there to expect him to be perfect, of course, he coughs it all up. He got a quick 2 outs there, so you figure, all right, not too bad there. But then gives up a pinch hit to Smith there. And, of course, this the at-bat of the game there against Yoshida. The Red Sox free agent there that they signed during the offseason there. Again, only came in with 3 home runs in the year there, so not exactly Babe Ruth or David Ortiz there. But on a 3-2 pitch, so 2 outs. Clay Holmes is just 1 strike away. And, again, I don't think it was the worst pitch in the world. It was low, but Yoshida went down, got it, and rocked it out of Yankee Stadium there towards the second deck in right field. Big, huge clutch home run to tie the game at that point. 3-3 there. And then in the 10th inning, with the ghost runner on Rafaela, doesn't waste any time there. Doesn't even bother with a little bloop single, something like that to score the ghost runner. No, he goes all the way. And against Tommy Kahnle, goes opposite field, and kind of opposite center field there for a big 2-run home run. So, again, Boston in the 9th and 10th inning, huge, 2 huge home runs there. To just actually shock the Yankees and to quiet down the Yankee fans there. Of course, plenty of Red Sox fans there in the crowd itself. And they take a 5-3 lead into the bottom of the 10th. And I've said this a billion times, whether on this podcast or on my YouTube show there. This Yankee team, for whatever reason, in extra innings, it's been a disaster. It doesn't matter if they're home or on the road, especially on the road, but it doesn't matter if they're home. They lose every single extra inning game. So once this was tied in the 9th, I had no faith that they were going to win. And, of course, right away, Rafaela hit the 2-run home run. Didn't even waste any time there. Now, the Yankees made it a little bit interesting. 1st and 3rd with Judge on there. there, but nevertheless, Judge would pop out, and then Soto would ground out there. But again, I had no faith they were going to do anything there because, again, Yankees in extra innings, it's just been a disaster there. And this now put them at 4 losses in a row there. Now, again, I guess the only reason why this was just a little bit better than the Red Series, that not only because they won the game, they gave a little bit of moment there, but of course the offense finally showed you a sign of life. And again, you were figuring it would come at some point, and we saw this in Toronto there. After they dropped the first game, they came back in the second game and scored like 16 runs there. Well, this is quite similar, that this game was a little back and forth a little bit. Cole made the start, wasn't exactly his sharpest, and a little concerning. His velocity again was kind of down, similar to what we saw in Citi Field. They also look at the StatCast at some of his breaks there, so it looks like the spin rate on the ball wasn't as great as well. So again, he might still be dealing with stuff as he's kind of still working himself back into full Garrett Cole Cy Young form there. So he got touched up a little bit, but the Yankee offense came through in this one, and again, the star of the show was Ben Rice. Now, during the last game of the Red Series, Boone did make the switch, putting him in that leadoff spot, because Volpe's been slumping lately. And Ben Rice, since he's been up there, I'm not saying he's been tearing the cover off the ball, but look, been very respectable with handling the strike zone. He's been taking his walks. He's been getting on base there. So, I guess this by default, because everyone else is kind of terrible, and you're not going to put Judge back in the leadoff spot, which I didn't like when they did that years ago. Ben Rice has now been the leadoff hit at least for over the past week or so, and he's probably going to stay there at least for the next time being. But in this game, he did pay off dividends. Ended up hitting 3 home runs in this game, and just the 26th Yankee to do that. So joining the ranks of the likes of Babe Ruth, Reggie Jackson, A-Rod there, and overall, I guess this is the first Yankee rookie to commit this feat there. So a lot for the young man at age 25. And his first few games, at least again he was handling the back. We haven't seen the power yet, but then get unleashed it in this game there, and it was good to see him. And again, this is good to see the Yankee offense break out. Now a little kind of back and forth with both organizations. Also in this game, Verdugo was kind of been sliding for a while. Hit a homer in this game and kind of took a bit of a slow trot later on. Rafael Devers, and he would kill the Yankees absolutely in the third game, also with a homer in this game, and it kind of to sort of answer to Verdugo. Really took his time trotting around the bases there as well. So you figure maybe in the final game there'll be a plunk batter or something, and maybe next time these two teams lock up, there will be. But a little back and forth there. But this was all about Ben Rice and the Yankee offense finally breaking out. Even DJ LeMahieu, of all people, 2 hits in this game. The Yankees would come away with 14 runs, and just a little refreshing to see. And again, that's the meat part of the sandwich, the good part of the sandwich. But then unfortunately, Sunday Night Baseball, you get a piece of bread again, and that's, of course, the Yankee offense, just 4 measly hits on the game. Now, you want to take any bright spots, I guess that would be Luis Gil, who's had 3 bad starts in a row. I guess the third one against the Reds was, I don't say terrible. I mean, at least he was going strong to the 4th inning until it came apart from him a little bit. Obviously, the previous 2 before that, he's absolutely got his brains beaten against Baltimore and the Mets. So at least he pitched a good game there, and he pitched a game where he should have won. This game is 0-0 going into the 7th inning, but unfortunately he would finally surrender a home run to Rafael Devers. Again, killed the Yankees in this final game, but really, of course, been doing it for a while there, and he's surpassing Ortiz for most home runs against the Yankee organization. Remember how Ortiz used to haunt the Yankees, and Rafael Devers is kind of taking that mantle from him. So put the Yankees down in a 1-0 hole here. Just the way this offense has been going so far in this game, 1-0 almost felt like 5-0, but it even get worse. Now Luke Weaver was on there. Now look, I think I don't blame him. He would give up another home run to Rafaela, who killed the Yankees with that 10th inning home run in the Friday night game there. Wasn't exactly a terrible pitch, but again, it's more about the Yankee offense more than I blame the Yankee pitching on this one. So he would serve up a home run to make it 2-0. And then the Yankees tried a little bit rally in the 7th inning there. Now Soto would get a leadoff double, and he was just lucky to make it into second base. He kind of pulled up going into there between first and second now, but there was a bad throw to second base, and he was lucky to slide in there. Otherwise, he would have been nailed, and that just would have been brutal because he had a 3-0 count. Now, Boone gave him the hit sign, and he didn't really actually cream the ball. It was almost got an excuse me swing, but I guess the way the defense was positioned in the outfield, the ball dropped in. But really, he took a gamble going for the second there, but he could have been nailed there. But after that, the Yankees were able to do absolutely nothing with it. And this is really about the Yankee offense being absolutely just terrible in this game. Really, because the opposing pitcher, Cutter Crawford, I mean, this guy breezed through the game. I mean, going into the 7th inning, he only had 56 pitches. That's usually you figure, right, wait, did the original starter come out and this guy's maybe on his third or fourth inning of work? No. This guy breezed through the entire game. I mean, a couple of innings where the Yankees only saw 7 pitches. It's like, guys, can you work the count a little bit? Can you make this guy hustle? Can you foul some pitches off? This guy just breezed through the lineup like, I don't know if maybe the Yankees, some Yankees had some plans and they need to get somewhere by 11 o'clock. I don't know. So absolutely embarrassing. And overall, end up only getting 4 hits in this game. And then in the 9th inning, Talkin on. And again, I don't blame him too much, but Rafael Devers, again, you already have 1 out. Even the announcers are saying, just don't pitch to this guy anymore. Now, look, the pitch was high and away, so it wasn't like he served them a meatball and stuff like that. And again, Devers with a good piece of hitting would hit his second home run of the game, kind of tomahawked it to pull it into the Yankee bullpen there. And at this point, it's 3-0. And just the way the Yankee offense was going that night, it felt like this, again, 10-0, they didn't have any shot there. And the Yankees went down quietly, even with the top of the order in the 9th inning against their closer, Kensley Jansen. The Yankees go down 1-2-3, and Aaron Judge there with a full count, striking out to end the game. And just another just terrible loss. Embarrassing in another way. So you remember the Sunday night baseball game where the Red Sox just ran all over the Yankees with 9 stolen bases. This was as embarrassing in another way. Just their pitching absolutely smothered the Yankees. And Cutter Crawford again, only needing like 70 pitches across 7 innings. I mean, that should not happen. That's like something you see in a video game. So it's a bad job for the Yankee offense there. A bad weekend overall. And we didn't get into this also, but the Friday night game there, also a base running blunder by DJ LeMahieu. An opportunity where DJ was on first. There was a ground ball to the first baseman. Now, the Yankees had a runner on third coming home. At that point, I mean, DJ should know, as every major league player, obviously at that point, you want to hold up from going to second base. You want to get a run down to give the third base runner there from the Yankees an opportunity to score before they're going to get you out, which you're going to surrender yourself at some point, but you're supposed to jump back and forth. Instead, he goes right to second base, gets himself tagged out before the runner from third is able to score there. So they wave off the run. So really, the Yankees should have had maybe possibly a 4-0 lead going in there. And so possibly, you look at the 9th inning, even if Clay Holmes does give up a 2-run home run there, possibly he can just get the next out and the Yankees escape with a 4-3 win there. So big base running also that blunder by the Yankees. And we've just been seeing this over the past week or so. Base running mistakes, fielding mistakes, whether from Gleyber Torres, Trent Grisham, again in that July 4th Reds game there, again, kind of nonchalanted a single to him there, which ended up turning a single into a double, and if he heard it from the fans there. So again, this is a Yankee team that's playing sloppy defense, bad base running, offense is terrible. I mean, I guess refreshing to see some good pitching, at least okay, overall. Again, Luis Gil finally rebounding, even though he takes a loss for this one, which he didn't deserve. But again, this Yankees are really in a bad spot right now. And, things don't seem to get any better. And just look at this lineup they're putting out there, especially in the final game. You got the top 3 there. Then after that, Volpe, again, who's been sinking with his batting average. And after that, you got like Austin Wells, Trent Grisham, Oswaldo Cabrera, and then like a DJ LeMahieu. It's like 4 like almost automatic outs at this point, just the way they've been going there. So, and I know what you're waiting Stanton to get back. I mean, he's probably at least 2 weeks away. But this Yankee offense right now, very flat. I know they have the outbursts, but you need more consistency than like stinking for 3 games and then having a 14-run outburst. You kind of have to like maybe score like 6-7 runs a game versus 2-1-1 and then having a 15-run outburst. It doesn't help you that much there. And DJ LeMahieu also in this game, another point. It was in the 8th inning now. I don't think anything would have come of it. But Oswaldo Cabrera would get on with a walk there. Now DJ's up, and maybe the Yankees could put a little rally together, maybe get 2 runners on where maybe Ben Rice could get an opportunity, maybe hit a 3-run home run. I mean, he just hit 3 home runs the night before there. And DJ LeMahieu with this little swing and hack, and I guess you could call it a swinging bunt. The ball bounced to third base there, but Devers, who killed the Yankees with a bat, also was on barehanded and nails DJ by a foot there to gun him down. But like, DJ, can you make some solid contact there? But no, of course, because he's batting under 200 there. So bad series for the Yankees. I guess it's just not as terrible because they didn't get swept. Well, I guess that's just where we're at right now. As long as you don't get swept, I guess maybe you take that as a win at this point. So as I mentioned before, Yankees dropped 3 back of the Orioles. The Yankees is lucky they haven't been running away with this a little bit. Just as bad as the Yankees have been, they could be down much more. I guess you maybe take the small victories as you can. And after this, now they'll take Monday off. Doesn't seem like it helped them this week, but they'll get another Monday off, take a breath, and then go down to Tampa, face the Rays, and maybe they'll get some relief down there. Now the Rays are 2 games under 500; they're 44-46. But every time you figure the Yankees get a matchup with the favorable towards them, they ended up getting swept or dropping 2 out of 3 there. So they're not exactly taking advantage of the schedule. And we saw this with some matchups, whether it's against Cincinnati or even early in the season against Oakland, who came in here and won 2 games. They really had no business doing so. I guess the only solace from that, though, is that 6 games so far against Tampa. So far up to this point, the Yankees are 4-2. So it seems like they have been playing better against Tampa this season. So maybe if they could, do that, maybe keep that trend going there. Now, Carlos Rendon will get the ball in the opener. Had an okay start, 3 earned runs against the Reds. Again, wasn't garbage, but also didn't get any run support. But again, he's someone that you're still waiting to come back and to be like, the Carlos Rendon that was at least a little much better to start the season that we saw in his previous 3 or 4 starts there. So another series loss to the Yankees. Red Sox are owning the Yankees right now. The Yankees in a bad place. There's a lot of bad stuff all around right now, and hearing some fans clamoring to fire Boone, get rid of Boone, that stuff. I don't think we're there yet. I mean, also, look, you got to face the fact they got over 50 wins. They're just 3 games back. Is he losing the clubhouse? Is he losing the team? I mean, you've seen sloppy play on the field. You've seen sloppy base running, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I just don't think we're there yet. I mean, we saw Stroman fire them up a couple weeks ago in Toronto there. It's kind of doing something that Boone wouldn't do. But, we don't know what happens, when the Yankees are in the clubhouse, when the media and the cameras are around. Is he bowling guys out, when no one's looking? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. Again, Boone protects his players. He doesn't really call people out and stuff like that. That's his style. But right now, I just seen a lot of lackadaisical stuff out of the Yankees and sloppy plays, sloppy fielding, stuff like that. So could it cost Boone his job if this continues to slide? Maybe. I just don't see it at this point. But fans calling for him to be fired and stuff like that, it's just... it's just not happening anytime now. I just don't, it would take much more of a free fall for them to even consider that right now. So I think Boone's the guy, but this Yankees got to get a lot of things on the right track. So that's the episode. Wish I had some more good news for you, but hopefully after we check back after Tampa, maybe I will. Catch you next time.